Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Fence Movie Reviews. Thank you for tuning into a new episode of Retro Reviews. So I want to thank Mr. George Salazar for requesting this particular film. It's actually one of my favorites. It is T2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and it is probably one of the best action films of all time. But let's jump right into it. Rob, let's talk about this film. What are your thoughts on this film?
Well, Adrian, you pretty much said it right off the bat. One of the greatest action films of all time. You get Arnold Schwarzenegger pretty much, I feel like, not quite out of his prime, like maybe the end of his prime, but still a prime Arnold. And
no way, man. Arnold was still going, man.
Oh, Arnold's, yeah, he's still in his prime, like right now. But no, I mean, this movie it's legendary. I mean, there's hasta la vista, baby, or I'll be back.
There's so many one-liners.
Yeah, there's
and quotes
so many
that
references
with this film,
to T2. Yes, and not only one of the best action movies, one of the best heroes in the Terminator, Arnold's Terminator, but also one of the, I feel like, Linda Hamilton, one of the best. I mean, she is one of the main characters, but as far as female action stars, I mean, I feel like
she really comes into her own with this film.
Yeah, this movie, I mean, this is, if you want to say female action star, then it is Sarah Connor in T2. And also John Connor. There's honestly so much about this movie.
This film.
It's a great action movie. And let's not forget the metal polyalloid Terminator. Was it the T-1000, right?
It was the T-1000, played by Robert Patrick. Yes.
Probably one of the best villains of all time. And
yes.
I mean, there's so much to say about this movie, and I feel like I will ramble on.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you think, Adrian?
Let me talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, my thing is, I really love this action film. I remember watching this with all my cousins. We had rented it at one of the local video stores on VHS. And we were at my grandparents' house, and we were all in the living room watching it. I swear I was probably maybe 7. So I'm like, can you imagine a 7-year-old watching this film? But it was, and it's still stuck in my mind ever since then. And it's like, there's so many great moments in this film.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? One of the things I want to talk about really is the contrast of films when you look at from Terminator 1 to Terminator 2.
Oh yeah.
How basically the first one was kind of like a sci-fi horror. And then this one just goes all out action. So it builds on everything, the world building that they did from the first one.
Yes.
They build on this and expand on it and take it to a whole nother level. And the action is probably some of the best that you've ever seen cinematically. The contrast between the Terminators, where you have the T-800 to like what you're saying, the T-1000. Arnold is this big, brooding, bodybuilder shape, and then you've got this guy, Robert Patrick, who's a little bit slender, smaller, thinner, and but the thing that makes him so menacing is his eyes. It's just a steely look, and he's just kind of like, scanning the world around him, is constantly looking, and he just never stops. And that's what I loved about the T-1000. He's like on a mission, nonstop, just keeps going, takes, gets blown up, melts back together, and keeps going, just does not stop. And so that's what was so terrifying about this character. And like you talked about Linda Hamilton, the contrast between her character. The first one, she's just a basic, waitress, almost like fish out of water type. She's just kind of thrown into this thing. This one, you could tell, it's just several years later. She's been training, she's been planning, and so she's constantly thinking about, the next step and what to prepare for. And what's crazy about it, one of the things I want to talk about too, was that her character, she literally almost kind of becomes a Terminator herself.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because she's going after Miles Dyson, the guy who basically becomes responsible for the development of the Terminators
Skynet.
in the future, and Skynet and everything. So she goes, and in her mind, she's thinking, well, if I go stop him, then we don't have to worry about this anymore. Right. And so it is until John comes and stops her that and then kind of changes her mind about everything. And so, it's just a really great film. The way, and then lastly, really the writing of this film, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just really smart. Obviously the whole idea of time travel is a little absurd, but it works in the way they kind of tie things in from the first one into this one, and then kind of create like a future, so to speak. And it's just really smart, and it's stands the test of time. Like, I watched it again just to kind of refresh my memory on everything, and it still holds up. Like, it's just something that just the chase scenes, the action, everything, and like the sci-fi behind it, it's right. Great. And so that's why I think it's one of the best action films of all time, in my opinion.
I was gonna say, well, even too, I mean, you're saying all this great stuff, like the action, the story, but even I feel like I wanted to say too, like I think the first time I watched this was at my grandma's house. She's the one who rented it for me, so I think I was maybe a couple years older than you, but the thing that I feel like almost at the time I feel like connected to was John Connor and the Terminator. They had a bond, and in sense, you had a
like almost like that father son.
Yeah, because he didn't have his father. Yeah. So you connect. I mean, I connected that way. Like, and
then like what you're saying, because so when he's like, I have to terminate myself, and I can't terminate, and he's like trying to order him to stop.
Oh yeah, that's devastating.
Like, he's like, I know now why you cry, but it's something I could never do. Man, that part always gets me.
Oh yeah,
it's like,
I'm gonna cry right now. Hold on.
It's really great, and I can't say enough good things about this film, and like what you're saying, that's probably one of my favorite things. It's like the character arc that they give a machine, Terminator, right. The T-800, where they kind of reprogram him so he's able to learn more and kind of develop more and a bit of a personality, and and again, it's like he creates this bond and connection with John Connor, and so it's just great writing, great film all around.
Yeah, it's not only is it one of the greatest action movies, but I mean, if you think about it, storyline, set pieces, everything together, it's just one of the great movies of all time.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. So guys, why don't you comment down below, let us know what you thought of Terminator 2 and what your memories are when it came out and when you watched it, or when you watched it for the first time. What were your memories of that? Also, don't forget to follow our Instagram, because that's where we'll be posting. We'll be taking requests for future retro reviews, and we pick one that we see that we like. We'll give you a shout out here on this on our review. And so make sure you follow us there at On the Fence Movie Reviews on Instagram. And also, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share. And follow us for all the behind the scenes content that we got there.
And remember, we'll catch you on the fence.